Has Chipotle lost its mind? My son and I just got done at the gym with a workout. We went into Chipotle. We got 2 bowls and 2 drinks. And granted, we did get double meat, but we didn't get chips. We didn't get guac. $52.64 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks at Chipotle. What? This used to be like $11 for a burrito bowl. I know I saw a story the other day about them on the news where the CEO was saying that their stock was down 15% because Gen Z wasn't eating out anymore. It's not because Gen Z's not eating out anymore. It's because you guys have lost your damn minds. Where you guys are charging people over $25 to get a burrito bowl of cheap Mexican food and a regular drink, not even a biggie drink. It's like a medium. Like, how in the world do you expect people to keep coming in when you've jacked your prices over 3 times what they've been just since the start of COVID? This is 100% your fault that your stock is down 15% because you guys have raised your prices way past the point where regular people are willing to pay them. And until your prices come down, your business is going to keep sinking. I don't know what they're thinking, but am I crazy here that $52 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks is nuts?
Yeah, and when we see the stock price go down, of course, yes, they are losing a lot of money, from their prices being through the roof. Yeah, and I think honestly, a lot of these companies, a lot of these restaurants have gotten greedy, which is why you're seeing them become empty. You've seen, many different places, and I've made videos about this in the past as well. But when we dive deeper into what Chipotle is really going through right now as we speak, and we've had multiple quarters in 2025, and this isn't just goes for Chipotle. This goes for other companies, many companies, when we talk about restaurants across the United States. But in 2025, Q1, we saw their revenue. Their revenue went up 6.4%, right? Which is good. But comp sales went down 0.4% on the year, right? This is Q1. They had a 2% decrease in transactions in Q1. And overall, when we go into Q2, the same trend, which actually it went down even more. We had a lower of 4% in comp sales and 5% decrease in change in transactions, right? Then we go into Q3, which is, a better, I guess we can say better month, right? They didn't necessarily grow by that much, but, the sales kind of stayed the same. And then when we talk about the change in transactions, that went down even more in comparison to Q3 of the year before, guys. And when you look at this whole scheme of how the company is performing, their stock has plummeted right now. It hasn't gone straight down and they're not in the ground, but it has gone down constantly over the past few months. And we contribute this many different ways, right? We can say they've got higher costs. We can say that, because they're dealing with tariffs, because that's what every company and all these different places are saying. Oh, they're dealing with tariffs, so they're going to raise the price, which while they may have tariff costs, but at the same time, the way that the prices have went down, like in this video, to spend $52 and they got guacamole, they got extra meat, whatever, $52 for 2 bowls. Is insane though. But it's not just him. It's many other videos out here just like that.
Buying chips and guac from Chipotle make me feel like whenever I go to Starbucks, I'm actually getting a good deal. Because tell me why this little amount of guacamole is $5. This could have been a matcha latte. And sure, you get some like stale chips with it, but like $5 is crazy.
Yep. And to see, and people say, oh, Gen Z isn't shopping. No, Gen Z they are still buying food, right? They're just probably not going to Chipotle as much because people still are eating out. Let's not be degenerate. Let's not spread misinformation. People are still buying food, right? People are still eating out. People are still buying fast food, going to Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever. People are still buying it. However, when we talk about the prices of where Chipotle ranks among all these other restaurants, they're not as competitive. But like I said, it depends on the person. Every single person is different. But what I can tell you is the problem and the reason why they are able to do this, the reason why they are still able to jack up prices and price gouge, if you guys want to say that as well, is because videos like this, the people still bought the things, right? Everybody who's complaining about the prices, everybody who's still out here talking about, oh, Chipotle's prices are insane, they are still buying the items. So regardless, you still spent $52 on the items. It's ridiculous by all means. but people are still buying it. So guess what? They're going to continue to still charge it. That's just how it all works.
I will never go to Chipotle again, especially being on the carnivore diet. And Chipotle, please come in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. But I ordered, watch when you see what I ordered. I paid $13.64. Let me show you what I got. All I got was 1 scoop of chicken, 1 scoop of carnitas, and cheese on top. And I just paid $13.64 for this. If I went to the Mexican spot down the street, I would probably not pay as much. So note to self, don't just go in and assume that the price is gonna be less than $10. But I'm low-key kind of pissed because I could have made this at home and spent less than what I just spent on this one bowl.
And this is what I mean. That's why I say, like, I mean, people are still buying it. You know what I mean? You would have been so much cheaper. It would have been, when we talk about the price of these different things, it would have been so much cheaper going to the grocery store and spending the money at the grocery store. You probably would have been able to make like 3 of those bowls with the price of what you spent on that for what she said, $13 or something like that, right? Like, you would have spent significantly less. But at the end of the day, I get it. It's convenient. People are still going to go out and eat it, right? Like, I'm not saying to stop eating Chipotle. That's not what I'm saying. But when we talk about the prices, yeah, you're still spending it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it by all means. I get both ends of it. I'm just saying, if we're going to talk about the prices, you have to truly look at the situation as a whole.
Someone sent me a picture of the Chipotle menu from around 2017, and I almost blocked them. Glad I didn't call the cops, because I didn't need all this negative energy early in the morning like this. Because I remember like it was yesterday. $6 Chipotle bowls, and they were so big they could feed a family of 4 for 3 weeks straight. And hold on, that's not even the scariest part. This is a picture from around 2007, a whole decade earlier. You see what I'm seeing? It's like the prices froze in time. And even the people, they look happier. It's like just a bunch of people living in the moment. And the thing is, we'll never see it again. It's like we're looking at ancient relics, hieroglyphics, and even looking back, the bowls had soul. They had a little bit of dignity. The scoops were scooping. And it wouldn't be this light drizzle over your food with the spoon like they do these days. It would be a torrential downpour of just food. It would be like a tsunami of just chicken all on your burrito bowl. This was a time where a Chipotle bowl would leave you full. You might have leftovers even. These days, I damn near eat the bowl. Fork and all.
Absolutely. And shout out to the creator. That was absolutely hilarious. But at the end of the day, I get exactly what he's saying. And that's just how it is. When I look at this menu, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see. You see it in $5, right? $5 for this bowl right here. You know, like cheaper prices, more affordable prices. But at the end of the day, this video was posted in 2007. I mean, a lot of things were cheaper back then. I don't know if we're ever going to get back to that moment. I mean, you guys can let me know. Are we ever going to see these prices ever again? Is that even reasonable to even think that we will even get back to these prices? You know, or should we just consume our minds and shift our entire mindset to get away from thinking that, you know, a Chipotle bowl would ever be $5 again? I don't think that's realistic, especially when we talk about things like tariffs and things, just the whole cost of living, just the whole economy. On top of that, yes, they also have to pay their workers a nice, I guess a decent wage, right? I don't know how much they make. Probably like, you know, $15 an hour, maybe even 12 or 13. I don't know, something, whatever. When we talk about this whole company, all of this is backfiring. The cost, the prices, maybe they have to raise the prices to remain competitive. Maybe they have to raise their prices to stay afloat. But when you talk about how it's affecting many people going to this restaurant, spending money, all these different things, it is backfiring, and we're seeing it within their stock and their sales month after month. We're seeing it across the board.
Wow. Just after listening to all of that, I have to say, my head is spinning a little. I feel like I just went through a whole roller coaster of emotions, from pure shock to sad nostalgia, and I think I've landed on just being frustrated. That first guy who paid over $50 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks at Chipotle, I felt that in my soul. $50 for what used to be considered fast casual food. It's not a steakhouse dinner with cocktails, it's a burrito bowl. I mean, I know he said they got double meat, but still, that number is just staggering. It really makes you stop and think about how much things have changed and how quickly it all happened. It feels like just yesterday, Chipotle was the go-to spot for a solid, affordable lunch that wouldn't make you feel terrible afterward. Now it feels like a luxury purchase. And the point they made about people complaining but still buying it, that one hits a little too close to home. It's the trap we all fall into. You're out, you're hungry, it's convenient, and before you know it, you've tapped your card and you're walking out with a $13 bowl that's mostly rice, wondering what just happened. The woman who said she could have made it at home for way less is 100% right. We all know that. But we pay for the convenience, and I guess these companies have figured out exactly how much they can squeeze out of us before we finally say no. It feels like they're all just testing the limits, using inflation as a shield while they jack up prices to see what the market will bear. And so far, it seems like we're bearing it, even if we're grumbling the whole time. That trip down memory lane with the old menus was just brutal, though. Seeing a $6 bowl from 2017 and then a $5 bowl from 2007, it honestly felt like looking at photos from a different planet. The creator who said it was like looking at ancient relics was spot on. It's not just the price either, it's the whole vibe. He mentioned the scoops were scooping, and that is so true. I remember when they would pack those bowls so full you could barely close the lid. It felt like you were getting a real hearty meal for your money. Now it feels like they're counting out every single piece of chicken, giving you that little "is that enough" look. The value just isn't there anymore, and that feels almost worse than the price hike itself. You're paying more to get less. Ultimately, it just leaves me feeling a bit defeated. The final question about whether we'll ever see those prices again, I think we all know the answer is no. That ship has not only sailed, it's probably at the bottom of the ocean. It seems like this is the new normal, and we have to adjust our mindset. It's not just Chipotle, it's everywhere. A simple lunch out has become a significant expense. It forces you to be more intentional with your money and your choices. Maybe the silver lining is that it encourages people to cook at home more, to save money, and probably eat healthier. But it's a shame that something as simple and once beloved as a Chipotle bowl has become a symbol of how out of reach things are for the average person. It's no longer a simple meal, it's an economic statement.